Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta. There's less space to walk around than usual. So glad you are here on this exciting Music Sunday morning, this Missa, Brevis, pro Serveto. We have a lot of exciting things, including getting to do our hymns with this fantastic orchestra. So our first hymn this morning is a humanist classic. We Would Be One, number 318 in your gray hymnal. Please rise in body or in spirit. We're in 4. You are here. It is the best place to be in Atlanta, Georgia, especially this morning. Whew.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta, a beloved community that changes lives. I'm Kay Golan, and I'm so glad you're here this morning. Wherever you're from, whomever you love, and whatever path you're on, you are welcome here. If this is your first time, or if you've not had a chance, please stop by our welcome table in the social hall after the service to allow us to get to know you a little better. You can sign up to receive information about services and programs being presented over the next several weeks. All visitors and guests are invited to attend the weekly Inquirers class at 12:30 in room 1, just off the sanctuary. This week, the Inquirers will have a Q&A with a lay minister and a board member. Visitors and members alike will find great information about our adult religious education offerings in today's order of service. And now, please take a moment to make sure that your cell phones are in their most reverent position. Once again, we are so glad that you're here this morning. Let's say the chalice lighting words together. They're found on the screen or in your order of service. May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking, invite all who yearn for acceptance, and ignite our passion for justice and peace.
The light of our chalice flame is also a light of community. Let us take a minute to greet each other with a handshake, a hug, a high five, whatever works for you.
Life is painful. It has thorns, like the stem of a rose. Culture and art are the roses that bloom on the stem. The flower is yourself, your humanity. Art is the liberation of the humanity inside yourself. Daisaku Ikeda. Life is painful. It has thorns, like the stem of a rose. Culture and art are the roses that bloom on the stem. The flower is yourself, your humanity. Art is the liberation of the humanity inside yourself.
Being a humanist means trying to behave decently without expectation of rewards or punishment after you are dead. Kurt Vonnegut. Being a humanist means trying to behave decently without expectation of rewards or punishment after you are dead.
What I'm asking you to entertain is that there is nothing we need to believe on insufficient evidence in order to have deeply ethical and spiritual lives. Sam Harris. What I'm asking you to entertain is that there is nothing we need to believe on insufficient grounds in order to have deeply ethical and spiritual lives.
It isn't all over. Everything has not been invented. The human adventure is just beginning. It isn't all over. Everything has not been invented. The human adventure is just beginning. Gene Roddenberry.
There is light in the world, and it is us. Elazir Yudkowsky. There is light in the world, and it is us.
Our music for meditation is Ben Harper and the Blind Boys of Alabama's song, There Will Be a Light. The chorus we will sing together goes like this. There will be a light. There will be a light. Try it with me. And there will be a light. There will be a light. It comes back about 12 times. It's always your turn. It is now time for our community meditation. Settle in a little bit. Close your eyes if you wish. And join us in singing, There Will Be a Light. 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 Let the warmth of our love dry away all of your tears. Fear not, for we are with you. And we will fear not with you here. There will be a light. There will be a light. There will be a light. There will be a light.
Let us put hands over our hearts. Feel the warm connection. Let love in this moment flow. Say to yourself silently, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love will heal the world. At this time, we hear the joys and sorrows of this congregation. We are holding the family of Marcy Haver in our hearts this morning. Marcy passed away this week. She and her late husband, Bob, were both active UUCA choir members for many years. We send love and joy to longtime member, UUCA member Beth Gross, who celebrated her 97th birthday this week. Thank you to Holly Grimes for the beautiful flowers this morning. They are in honor of what would have been her mother's 100th birthday. You're now invited to say the names of people you are holding in your heart this morning. Speak their names into the holy space now. All humans have gathered for millennia, so as we gather this day, to gently surrender to something beyond ourselves, to humbly acknowledge our mistakes, to ask forgiveness, to seek hope and renewal, to honor the earth that supports and sustains us to life, to remember that all belong, are all inextricably and mysteriously connected. Now we still our bodies and we still our minds. We take in a big breath and then we exhale. We relax into this space that our intentions make sacred. We enter into the wise silence.
There will be a light, there will be a light. There will be a light, there will be a light. Let the warmth of our love magnify all of your bliss. Sing out, for we are with you. And together, we're gonna give our thanks for this. There will be a light. 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 Today on Music Sunday, we perform a new composition written explicitly to celebrate the values and theology of Unitarian Universalism. Missa Brevis pro Serveto by Tobin Stokes features text based on the traditional Latin text of the Roman Catholic Mass. But while the text is still in Latin, the words are new. They are newly and beautifully penned by Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Francis Dearman. The structure and the genesis of the text honors Unitarian Universalism's Christian roots and heritage, while the new text expresses a contemporary theology for UUs of today. Before each movement, a member of the choir will read a translation of the text. These words are central to our diverse and multifaceted theology. Words and music to inspire us to take this faith of acceptance into the wider world. This is Missa Brevis pro Serveto.
Lord, have mercy. The sea is so great, and my ship is so small. Lord, have mercy. The stars are far away, and the night is cold. Lord, have mercy. My life is short, and we hunger for hope. Lord, have mercy.
Kyrie eleison.
Gloria. Gloria, Spirit of life, you who breathe life into the world, you who bless the sea with ships and quicken the fruitful earth, since through you all living things are conceived and risen, gaze upon the light of day, through seas and hills, through tearing floods, through the leafy homes of birds, through lush green fields, we give thanks.
Credo. What do I know of the world? What does a fish know of water? What does a bird know of air? Nothing but weather, nothing but waves. Nothing comes from nothing. I am born from the earth, from air and fire, from water and stars. And my life, which I owe to nature being mortal, I shall return to the earth. I believe in spirit, breathing upon the waters. I believe in loving kindness. I believe in life.
Every year on Music Sunday, we take up donations specifically for the UUCA music program. These donations go to special programs like Music Sunday, allowing us to bring in professional orchestras like this to do major works. In the past, these donations have gone to making special projects, like we made a CD several years ago, and we found a box, and they're available in the bookstore for $5 today. I mean, we found a box in the storage space. It's really good, and we're talking about doing it again, making another CD. It would be fantastic, because everyone listens to CDs still. We know that in a perfect world, we would have a music budget robust enough to achieve all of our dreams. But until that time, these donations go a long way to making our services more beautiful and meaningful. The offering for the UUCA music program will now be taken and very gratefully received.
From the mountains, out of silence, a still small voice is heard that proclaims through the ages reverence for life, freedom, reason, and tolerance. The voice teaches, and the hand has written, that the world is one, and the holy is one, that all shall be saved, and all are worthy.
In truth, if the only people trying to raise money at UUCA were music and RE, we'd be doing just fine. Right? We know that. It's those pieces that we know. We get to visually see how this serves us. Every Sunday morning, we get to see those kids running around. We see that. But we know that as we grow our congregation, as we grow our budget, we can make these things as special as we want them to be without this special donation, though I'm here to say I'm grateful. very grateful for all of this that you give to help make our congregation more beautiful, to make us more engaged in the beautiful arts that make our faith extra special. Thank you for this gift.
And now please join me in the dedication of the offering. The words are found on the screen and in your order of service. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings.
Sermon. How shall we live? I hate and I love. And we weep for friends of long ago, now lost. The work of my hands might well be writ in wind and running water. For I see the innocent suffer, and I tremble on the shores of night. God has no hands but ours. Peace walks on no feet but our own. May I be hope. May I be light from a hill. May our light go everywhere like the sun. May our shrine be the good heart.
The first Mass I ever sang was Franz Schubert's Mass in G. I was 15 or 16 years old. The Schubert Mass in G is wonderful. The music is beautiful and accessible, so even amateur choirs singing it sound fantastic. Even more noteworthy is Schubert wrote this piece that is still performed all over the world regularly when he was 17, and he wrote it in a week. I was singing in a high school choir that met at the University of Michigan, so there was no religious affiliation. We just sang the Mass because it's a great piece. There may have been a translation provided, but we didn't spend time digging into the meaning of each movement, just great music and a whole lot of Latin. My life was changed singing in choirs as a teenager. Music opened me up to a whole new world of emotions and connection. As I went deeper into studying choral music, there's an unfortunate truth for non-Christians like myself. Almost all Western choral masterworks are on Christian texts, like 98 out of 100. The prevalence of Christianity specifically can drive people away from choral music. When I meet a great singer and ask them about singing in the Atlanta Gay Men's Chorus, which I conduct, they'll often tell me, it's too churchy. Right now, most of our repertoire is Queen with a smattering of Elton John and Madonna. But still, it persists. That stigma persists. If you're into choral music, and I'm really into choral music, you can't escape religious texts. So what do? You do what a lot of us in this room do all the time. You translate. Now, most of us are pretty used to this. We choose to be in a multi-religious UU community, and we do our best to respect and embrace the theological differences. That means sometimes we hear something from the pulpit that fits like a glove for some of us, and others of us need to translate a little bit to make it work for us, to make it meaningful, to press the right spiritual buttons. Sometimes that is translating God and spirit into connection or love, or vice versa, taking beauty and emotion and calling it God. This came pretty naturally to me in Unitarian Universalism because I'd been doing it for years as a young atheist singing a lot of choral music. I sang in temples, I sang in churches, but as aforementioned, even in secular spaces, the majority of the choral music we sang was religious. So you can imagine my excitement hearing about a UU Mass. We've done Masses here before. We did Missa a few years ago. We did the Brahms Requiem, which is sometimes called the Humanist Requiem. They were both more theologically UU than the regular Catholic Mass. But the texts were still Christian. But here, Missa Brevis pro Serveto, dedicated to Miguel Serveto, a name anglicized to Michael Servetus, who was a UU martyr, literally burned at the stake for rejecting the Trinity. As I said earlier, this Mass nods to the Christian roots of UUism through the form of the Mass and many of the movement names, but it's a special treat for me, and hopefully for the choir, and hopefully for all of you, to engage with a piece in Latin that has a diverse theology. You see, when singing an ordinary Mass, of which I've sung dozens, there are some things that are easy to translate. A Kyrie movement is about mercy. I like mercy. Gloria and Sanctus movements, those are about praise. Lots of things deserve praise. That one's easy too. Some of the movements are harder though, especially credos. The credo in the Catholic Mass is a laundry list of beliefs that I don't share. The credo is the longest movement, and it opens with, I believe in the one God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, then goes on to list many more things to believe in, but always in I statements. I believe in Jesus Christ, the one apostolic Catholic Church, crucifixion, confession, baptism, the coming judgment. A lot of things that I don't believe in, and it's a lot to translate. So even when the music is really beautiful, I have to turn off that part of my brain that connects the text to what I'm singing, which is a lot easier to do in Latin than English, honestly. Now, when I was told about this UU Mass, I was a little skeptical. Why would you write lyrics, then translate them into Latin? It's still a question. If it's a UU Mass, why are we singing Kyries and Credos? But then I dug into the text, and I was very moved by the juxtaposition of UU theology into the Mass, and in no movement more than the Credo. Instead of a big, I believe in statement, the Credo begins with, what do I know of the world? What does a fish know of water? What knows a bird of the air? How refreshing, right? How unifying for a community of seekers. The movement does end with some I believe statements. I believe in spirit moving upon the water. I believe in loving kindness. I believe in life. The use of these movements in new context makes me think of religious words that atheists and humanists can sometimes feel a little bit allergic to. Not like I need an EpiPen allergic, but like makes the inside of your mouth itchy, like eating avocados. Words or statements that make you feel like you don't belong in the room, even this room. Like you're the odd one out, like you're not welcome. Some of those allergy words will always be hard, words like God, Lord, Father in certain contexts. But there are other words that I love, that I want to be more prevalent in humanist circles. Last week on Sunday, we had a service about humanist prayer. I'm into group prayer. I'm into words like mercy and grace, words like holy, blessing, praise, sacrament, divinity. I'm even into words like amen and hallelujah. Oh, yeah. To echo what Reverend Strauss said last Sunday, we can have it all. In a theologically diverse space, our theists are going to find God in humanist readings and poetry. Our atheists are going to find human connection and inspiration in theist texts and stories. It's just how we make it work. It's a holy thing we do together. It is a blessing we bestow upon each other. This translating, this understanding, it isn't easy, but it draws our circle a little wider. It tears down some walls that must fall. May we continue to find deeper understanding in our own ways and together, knowing there are so many right answers. I'm grateful we create this space together. May it be so. Oh, yeah.
Sanctus, holy the earth, and blessed is our peace. Holy the earth, and blessed is our peace.
benedictus. Speak blessing. Blessed are they whose hands bear loving kindness. Blessed are they who walk in peace. Blessed be, go your ways.
Orchestra, have a stand. Give it up for these fine players. So glad to have you here. And give it up for that beautiful choir. And then stay up or rise in body or in spirit for our last hymn this morning, which is number 108, How Can I Keep From Singing, or My Life Goes On, an Endless Song, if you want the wrong title. Oh, sorry. Join hands with the benediction. Our benediction this morning is for this wonderful choir. From Peter Sellers, vocal music is an attempt to take the whole human being and project it into space. It is the ultimate gesture of getting out of yourself. You take a part of you that is most private, most personal, most inward, and you hurl it out into space. You project it as far as you can. That gesture of opening this whole region of the body results in an enormous spiritual release, and it is felt by other people with tremendous impact. Thank you for being here this morning. Go in peace.